How's it going, everybody? The Next Level Savings Sale just started on PlayStation. It's running from now until May 27th, and there's a ton of absolute bangers on sale for up to 90% off. Every day I put together lists of the top games you can get at a deep discount, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's video. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get straight into it. For $30, 40% off, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is a standalone action RPG where Cloud and his friends journey across a vibrant world after escaping the dystopian city of Midgar, seeking Sephiroth and uncovering new mysteries. Explore expansive regions filled with side quests and minigames, traverse the planet on chocobos and other unique transportation, and engage in strategic, team-based combat that deepens relationships and unlocks powerful combos. It's a 92 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 200 hours to platinum. For $16, 60% off, Nier Automata, Game of the Yorha Edition, is a post-apocalyptic action RPG following the Yorha android squad as they battle invading machine lifeforms in a beautifully desolate world. You'll engage in high-speed combat that blends hack-and-slash action with shooter mechanics, explore hauntingly gorgeous environments, and uncover a deeply emotional story full of existential themes, philosophical questions, and multiple endings. It's a 91 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $35, 50% off, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is a grounded first-person action RPG set in 15th century Bohemia, following Henry of Skalitz on a gripping journey of revenge, identity, and loyalty against a backdrop of political unrest and social upheaval. Explore a richly realized medieval world of dense forests, bustling towns, and morally complex choices, while shaping Henry's skills, reputation, and relationships through reactive RPG systems. It's an 89 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 130 hours to platinum. For $24, 60% off, Nier Replicant is an action RPG where you play a young man traveling a ruined world with the magical tome Grimoire Vice, seeking the sealed verses to cure his sister Yona's terminal illness before it's too late. You'll battle twisted shades using fluid real-time combat, explore melancholy landscapes, and unravel a layered narrative filled with cryptic lore, shifting perspectives, and powerful emotional revelations. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $32, 35% off, Avowed is a first-person fantasy action RPG set in the living lands of Eora, where you play an envoy of Ader investigating a mysterious plague that soon becomes deeply personal. Explore a vibrant frontier filled with diverse environments, creatures, and factions, fight with fluid combat combining swords, spells, and guns, and shape your journey through choices that affect companions, the world, and your own character's fate. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $39, 35% off, Trails in the Sky First Chapter is a full 3D remake of the landmark first entry in the Trail series, following Estelle and Joshua as they journey across the Liberal Kingdom in search of their mysteriously disappeared father. The remake features seamless transitions between field action and turn-based combat, dynamic showcases of each character's crafts and elemental arts, and extensive side content woven throughout the beautifully reimagined kingdom. It's a 91 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $35, 30% off, Octopath Traveler 0 is the newest entry in the series, set in the realm of Orstera and telling an epic story of restoration and retribution over the Divine Rings. The beloved HD 2D visuals, path actions, and break and boost battle system all return, joined by new features including character creation, town building, and a skill system that lets you learn abilities from allies and pass them on to others, all with a party of up to 8 characters. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $40, 20% off, The Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion Remastered is a classic open-world RPG with modern visuals and refined gameplay, where you explore Cyrodiil and stop the forces of Oblivion from overtaking the land in one unforgettable journey. Travel through recreated landscapes, battle across the plains of Oblivion, forge your path as a warrior, assassin, or sorcerer, and master swordcraft and magic while interacting with a memorable cast. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $30, 25% off, Diablo 2 Resurrected Infernal Edition includes the remaster of Diablo 2 and its Lord of Destruction expansion, plus the new Reign of the Warlock DLC adding the Warlock class with 3 unique skill paths. Master over 200 skills across 8 classes, vanquish the Burning Hells in 8-player co-op, and take on expanded endgame challenges including Terror Zones and the Colossal Ancients fight. It's an 88 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and over 1,000 hours to platinum. For $10, 75% off, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition is a remastered open-world fantasy RPG where you explore the vast province of Skyrim as the Dragonborn, a hero born with the power to combat dragons, shape the world's fate, and influence political factions. The game features enhanced visuals, remastered effects, volumetric god rays, dynamic depth of field, and screen space reflections that bring the province to life in stunning detail. It's a 92 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 125 hours to platinum. For $6, 80% off, Kingdom Come Deliverance puts you in the boots of Henry, a blacksmith's son navigating a brutal civil war after his village is destroyed and family murdered, blending historically accurate medieval realism with deep role-playing elements. Explore a massive open world filled with castles, sprawling fields, and bustling villages, where every choice, from combat style to dialogue, can affect the story and how NPCs respond to you. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $3, 90% off, Mortal Shell Enhanced Edition is a punishing action RPG where you navigate a shattered, decaying world, assuming the bodies of fallen warriors to gain their strength while testing your sanity, precision, and resilience. You'll explore haunting ruins, track down hidden sanctums, and adapt to a combat system that rewards patience, awareness, and strategic timing, while every enemy encounter can end in brutal death. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $35, 30% off, the Lunar Remastered collection bundles two beloved classic JRPGs, Silver Star Story Complete, following aspiring Dragon Master Alex as he battles the Magic Emperor, and Eternal Blue Complete, set 1,000 years later as hero and friends escort the mysterious Lucia while hunted by enemies who brand her the Destroyer of Lunar. Both titles feature enhanced graphics, overhauled audio, and quality of life improvements throughout. It's an 84 average on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 90 hours to platinum. For $15, 70% off, Tactics Ogre Reborn is a legendary tactical RPG, Reborn, telling a politically charged story of war, loyalty, and moral choice in the embattled Valyrian Isles with sweeping consequences throughout. You'll fight deep, turn-based battles across fully 3D battlefields with revamped UI, unit-by-unit leveling, and endless combinations of classes, skills, equipment, and magic that reward careful planning and theory crafting. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 120 hours to platinum. For $15, 62% off, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade is a stunning reimagining of the opening chapter of the original classic, retelling Cloud Strife's escape from the oppressive city of Midgar with modern visuals, voice acting, and cinematic storytelling. Intergrade also includes episode Intermission, a brand new side story starring Yuffie, following Yuffie's covert mission to infiltrate Shinra, link up with Avalanche, and steal powerful materia. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $8, 60% off, Final Fantasy VIII Remastered is a classic JRPG set during a time of war, following Squall Leonhardt and the elite Seed mercenaries as they oppose the tyrannical forces of Galbadia and the sorceress Edea. Join forces with Rinoa and allies to navigate political conflict, shifting loyalties, and a sweeping sci-fi fantasy narrative that blends personal relationships with world-altering stakes across multiple nations and timelines. It's an 89 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 45 hours to platinum. For $28, 60% off, Final Fantasy XVI Complete Edition is a cinematic action RPG following Clive Rosfield, a warrior whose life is upended by tragedy as he hunts the dark icon Ifrit across the war-torn realms of Valistia in a dark, mature narrative. Its striking presentation, orchestral score, and added content from Echoes of the Fallen and the Rising Tide expand the world with new quests, dungeons, and bosses for a fuller experience. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 75 hours to platinum. For $18, 70% off, Unicorn Overlord is a tactical RPG where you reclaim your throne and lead a grand army across a vibrant, meticulously crafted world, blending overworld exploration with exquisitely animated tactical battles. Assemble over 60 unique units, grow your renown, strategically command your forces to overcome powerful enemies, and uncover the intertwined fates of 5 warring nations in an epic story of loyalty, power, and destiny. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 75 hours to platinum. For $30, 50% off, Sandland is an action RPG where you play as Fiend Prince Beelzebub, leading Thief and Sheriff Rao on a quest to find the legendary spring in a desert world plagued by water security. Explore Sandland and the mysterious Forest Land, facing bandits, wildlife, and army generals while mastering Beelzebub's powers, building vehicles like battle tanks and motorbikes, and developing the city of Spino with help from locals you meet. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $20, 60% off, Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader is a classic CRPG set in the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, putting you in the role of a rogue trader, heir to an ancient dynasty of privateers tasked with expanding a trade empire and venturing into the perilous frontiers of the Imperium. Explore dangerous worlds, manage your crew, negotiate with alien civilizations, and make morally complex decisions that can shape the fate of entire star systems. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 160 hours to platinum. For $12, 75% off, Remnant 2 is a third-person action RPG pitting survivors of humanity against deadly creatures and godlike bosses across multiple terrifying worlds. Play solo or in 3-player co-op, blending methodical ranged and melee combat across dynamically generated dungeons, with branching quest lines, crafting, and an expanded archetype progression system offering unique passive bonuses and abilities for varied, replayable runs. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $35, 75% off, Assassin's Creed Valhalla Complete Edition lets you become Ivor, a Viking warrior carving a legendary path through England's Dark Ages and shaping your clan's destiny. The game features visceral melee and ranged combat, dual-wield weapons, the iconic Hidden Blade, and includes all expansions: Dawn of Ragnarok, Wrath of the Druids, The Siege of Paris, plus the Legend of Beowulf quests and Berserker packs. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $8, 80% off, Vampyr is a narrative-driven action RPG set in 1918 London, where you play as Dr. Jonathan Reed, a physician newly turned vampire torn between his duty to heal and his growing thirst for blood. You'll stalk the city's fog-drenched streets, battling vampire hunters and supernatural foes while deciding who to feed on to survive, with every death reshaping the intricate web of relationships among London's desperate citizens. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $29, 35% off, Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon plunges you into a dark, open-world RPG where the myths of King Arthur have crumbled and Avalon teeters on the brink of ruin, filled with danger, intrigue, and haunting mysteries. You start as a nobody imprisoned in a damp underground cell, but your choices, alliances, and actions can spark meaningful change in this bleak, mysterious land plagued by Red Death and spreading weirdness. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $20, 50% off, Dragon Quest XI-S Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition is the ultimate version of the acclaimed RPG, featuring all original content plus extra character scenarios, orchestral or original soundtrack options, and enhanced visuals. Embark on an epic journey as the chosen hero hunted across the vast world of Erdrea, and unite a band of loyal companions to overthrow dark forces threatening to plunge the realm into chaos. It's a 92 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 120 hours to platinum. Alright, that's it for today's list, everybody. If you've played any of these already, drop your thoughts in the comments. Your insights help others find great games too, it's not just mine. As always, I want to thank all my channel members for their generous support, but to all you out there who watch, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff as well, thank you. You're the reason I'm still having fun making all these videos every day, and I'm genuinely grateful for each and every one of you out there. If you can spare $1 a month, you get early access to all my videos, and it helps me out more than you know. But I know times are tough out there, so all I do ask is, if you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with any new sale stuff that I put out, leave a like, and comment down below if you've got any of these platinums or plan on going for any of them.